So I think there's two things: people watching online versus people listening on the phone. There's a 10 to 15-second delay, so just be aware of that. And there's also like a 15-second delay with what you see on the screen. So I'm Brad McCormick. Hello, everyone. I want to introduce you guys first to Stephanie Agresta, who is my sister. Stephanie is the new Executive Vice President, Global Director of Strategy and Social Media. It is her second day. We are extremely excited to have her here. So give her a warm round of applause to Stephanie.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here. It's such an exciting place, and people are wonderful. The team is wonderful. So I look forward to meeting everyone over the next weeks, and as I get to first figure out where my office is. So, well, and how lucky am I that on my second day, we've decided to make this a monthly, and we'll have geek lunches, and our inaugural geek lunch is with Biz Stone. So I just feel so lucky that Lisa Gruber and who else helped set this up?
Marion Salzman.
Marion and Zena got Biz to visit Porter and have an opportunity to tell us a little bit about what's up with Twitter these days, what you're doing in New York. Biz is a serial entrepreneur based in Berkeley and worked also at Google, went back in-house for a while to Google after working on Blogger at Google, right?
Yeah, worked on Blogger
at Google. And Odeo.
Yeah.
And, of course, one of the co-founders of the phenomena Twitter, as we all know and love. And as everyone who knows me knows that I actually looked up today to see when you got on Twitter in June of 2006, right? Or
sometime in 2006.
Right when it started.
Yeah.
So I looked up on Twitterholic. So everyone can go to Twitterholic and type in your Twitter handle and see exactly when you signed up. So mine was March of 2007, so I was a little behind the curve.
Oh, cool. No, that's the curve. That was about right.
And I'll never forget the first few times I played around with Twitter, I thought, I'm not sure about this.
Me too.
But the first experience, it broke out at South by in 2007, and then Web 2 Expo in San Francisco. I remember seeing the flat screens all throughout Moscone, and to me, it just changed the game on going to a tech conference, and not only the learning experience you get from the content side, but the community around a show. So that's where I became a true believer. And it's just been great from there. So thank you so much for coming, Biz, and we look forward to asking you lots of good questions.
Cool, thanks for having me. I didn't know I was going to do this every month. Monthly. You said monthly.
We have you.
Yeah. I think we should leave tons of time for questions, so I won't go into too much detail, but I thought it would be fun to talk a little bit about not just Twitter, but sort of a little stuff that happened before Twitter, because I don't think Twitter has good timing, but it's certainly not completely unique in reflecting what's been going on over the past 10 years or so, which I've been referring to as social alchemy, because one of the guys that works for us at Twitter, our engineering director, actually is obsessed with alchemy and all things alchemical, and we were talking one day about the sometimes seemingly valueless bits of content that you find here and there, whether it's a bad picture on Flickr or a crummy blog post or a little tweet or whatever, and the idea that you could you can isolate any one tweet and you can say that this is of little value. Like the example I always use is drinking a beer at Logan Airport at the Sam Adams pub, and everyone's like, "What is that?" Well, you made a whole service so you could say that. But if somebody gets it in real time and they're also around there and they join me and we come up with an idea for a great company and it becomes really successful, then we've kind of turned that lead into gold. And I think that happens on a million little levels every day, just because people are being more open with their communication. They're moving a lot of their communication from email and IM and those certainly aren't going away, and we use them for a lot of things, but people are realizing that by opening up a little bit, whether it's with a blog or a social network or Flickr or now Twitter, by using these tools to communicate and doing it in an open way, they're allowing for a sort of more surface area for their thoughts to be displayed, and for more serendipitous connections to take place. And because of it, people find jobs, meet friends, get cool gigs, get book deals, whatever it is. So I think people are just finding that there's a lot of value in it. So it's moving that direction. And I started working at a service called Zanga.com, spelled with an X, unfortunately, bad way to spell it. But that was in 2000 that we launched that. It was a really early social networking / weblogging community. And the idea was that you would write your blog, and then you would also read all your friends' blog. It would be as if you took Blogger and Google Reader if you've used those two services and just if you stuck them in one place. And it was a lot of fun because there was a really tight feedback loop between you and the friends that you had on there that were sharing the service with you. And we tested a lot of stuff out then. It was kind of pre-MySpace, and we were working on all these interesting things, like wondering if this is going to sound silly, but if it was too difficult for some people to comment on a blog post, so we created something called e-props, which were like, I designed them to look like little Super Mario Brothers coins, because I love jumping up and catching those little coins on the old games. And then those were what I later called a Smurf, a single multi-use rating and feedback system. Just by giving somebody 0, 1, or 2 e-props, you were basically kind of rating their post and giving them a little bit of feedback and letting them know. In hindsight, I don't know that we should have done 0. That was like, we debated on whether or not you should be able to give somebody negative props, like that would be like a huge insult. And then we just thought, the fact that you would take enough time to give somebody 0, like, I'm going out of my way to give you 0 on this. It was kind of a diss, so it was, no, not many people did that, though. Anyways, I digress. We started Zanga, and we learned a lot about, feedback mechanisms and open communication and things like that. And after Zanga, I went on to, I actually spent a year working at Wellesley College in Massachusetts, which is a really beautiful place. If you ever have a chance to visit, you should check it out. I worked there for a little under a year, and I did some writing while I was there, and I worked helping them build some tools for their alumni community to connect. And then in 2003, Blogger was acquired by Google, and it was funny because Evan Williams and I, who's a co-founder of Twitter with me, he and I were sort of rivals when I was working at Zanga, because Zanga was pretty similar to Blogger in a lot of different ways, although I think better, in that we had that feedback loop and they didn't. They were better than us for other reasons. But we really liked each other, even though we'd never met, just for the work we were each doing. And when his company got acquired, he dropped me a note and he asked me if I'd like to move to California and help him work on Blogger, so that's what I did, and it was a lot of fun. We relaunched Blogger in 2004 to have some features that were kind of laughably missing for a really long time. One of the features we joked about launching was like, you can now title your blog posts. Everyone was like, is that a feature? And a bunch of other stuff. But and then I left. What happened was Evan left, and I enjoyed working so much with Evan that I left too. And it was a weird time to leave Google, because Google was going like gangbusters and everyone thought I was crazy. But I really wanted to keep working with Evan, so we started out this company called Odeo, which was meant to be a podcasting company, or audio on the internet. And the little bit I learned from working at Odeo was, if you don't use your own product very much, then there's something's amiss. Because it was a cool thing, and a lot of people thought it was great. I mean, it demoed really well. I mean, I can talk into a phone or talk to my web browser, and it will record it, turn it into an MP3, and send it out to all my friends' iPods. That's cool. And everyone's reaction was the same: was, that's cool. People will probably use that. Will you use it? No, I don't know if I'll. That's like the whole thing. I don't know if I want to. Anyways, it was at Odeo that this sort of little side project called Twitter got started, and we built it over a 2-week time just to have a prototype to see if it was interesting. And the way that we thought about Twitter early on was my other friend Jack Dorsey, who was an engineer at Odeo, was inspired by the concept of these away messages and instant message applications like AIM, where you would just set a status that says, I'm having coffee, or I'm too busy to chat, or I'm out sick today, or whatever.